Monday, June 23rd. This is the Lion Channel. I'm John, day 53 of my manifesting journey. In yesterday's video, I talked about how my wife and I went to look at some $1 million houses. Okay. One of them was, I think it was like 1.1 million. The other one was 975,000, and the other one I think was like 750,000. Okay, so all of them basically within that, or right around the $1 million range. And I also talked about how if she would ask me to do this just 3 months ago, 3 months would have been March 22nd. Okay, I would have looked at her like she had 10 heads. I would have saw no reason to do it. I would have said, what is that's such a waste of time. Okay, we're nowhere in that vicinity in terms of being able to afford $1 million house 3 months ago. Okay, so yesterday I was gung ho. I was ready to go. This is 3 months. Okay, same body, different, totally different mindset. Okay. And so we went yesterday, and not only did I feel comfortable, as I feel like I stated pretty clearly, but I felt like not only did I deserve those houses, any one that I wanted, but I deserve so much more. And I just want to say, like, it's not me. Everyone has this inside of them. You have it inside of you. And that's why I want to keep going back. Okay, 3 months ago, she couldn't have pulled me out. She would have had to tie a rope around my ankle and hook it up to a truck and just pull me if she wanted to get me there. I would not have gone. There is no way. Or she would have had to slip something in my drink, okay, and woke me up when we were there. And you know what she would have saw? Me walking out the front door saying, this is ridiculous. Okay, so this is just 3 months later. Now, our financial situation has changed. Okay, but even though we're still not technically, okay, on paper, so to speak, if the deal had to close today, we wouldn't, we'd have a tough time making it work. All right, but we know who we're becoming, and we know how we feel, and we understand that when you're feeling it inside and your inner talking is on point, that's what's creating this world out here. And it's only a matter of time before the 3D, your external world, catches up with how you're feeling and the inner thoughts that you're having. And so we're just following the impulses right now. We're setting the framework because we know it's coming. And so on the heels of that, today, I've talked about Corvette, the Corvette C8. Maybe I haven't, but the Corvette C8 is a car that I've wanted for probably 5 years. And I've wanted it, and I've talked about, with my daughter. I told you I was practicing the Abraham teachings and, the law of attraction. And so my daughter knows about this car, and she asks me about it from time to time. Like, when am I getting this car? And I just tell her it's going to come when it comes. All right. So I've wanted this car for a while, and I've never gotten to the point, I've never even had the thought to go and check how much it would cost to lease it. because even though I wanted it, I guess I really didn't feel like it was in my realm of possibility to the point where I should go and check the cost in terms of leasing it. And so I guess yesterday, going and being around those houses and feeling so beyond deserving, like I deserve so much more, I fell asleep in that state and impressed the subconscious. And so the subconscious then now knows that I'm ready for that thought. And so the thought came in, I'm like, yeah, let me check this out. If I think I deserve $1 million house, I sure as hell deserve a Corvette. Like, they kind of go together. And so I checked it out today, and I was pleasantly surprised. Right now, my wife and I've been talking about how, finances are improving. Okay, so now we're basically reached a space where we've cleared out some debt. Basically, we're clearing out all of our debt, and we're reaching a state where we'll be able to basically lease, both of us, any kind of vehicle, I guess, that we would want, up to a certain budget. So right now I'm looking at $500 sports cars. And so I went and I'm looking at the Corvette, and I Google it, and it's a little more than $1,000. I thought that it would be $2,000, $2,500. So pleasantly surprised. All right, we're just talking about another $500. Okay, now that's $6,000 a year. If you multiply it by 12, 3-year lease, okay, that's another $18,000 over 3 years. But for someone who's making millions of dollars, the person that I'm becoming, and the person who has $30 million in their bank account, that's nothing. All right, so the Corvette is coming. And it's closer than I thought it was going to be. Okay, I might be making videos at day 90 showing you my new Corvette. I mean, it's totally possible I might be making videos next week. I don't know. It's not my job to know when. It's just my job to follow the steps, follow the impulses, and enjoy the journey, enjoy the roller coaster, and fall asleep every night, non-negotiable, every single night, consistently, as the person that I want to become. And so I thought of a question to ask because of that. And I was like, I'm thinking about, you, people, maybe I have some casual watchers. Maybe, I have some people who are subscribed who are maybe waiting for me to miss a day, which isn't going to happen. And I'm not sure, everyone's watching these videos, I guess, maybe for something different. All right. But I hope most of you, and the majority of you watching, are watching these videos because eventually you want to believe and you want to apply this to your life. And you want to know, just like I know, that this in here, the imagination, is the real world, and everything else is just a projection. And you want to get to that knowing. So my question to you is, when will you believe? When will you be at that knowing point? Because there's been a lot of changes in my life. Okay, just going back to the beginning of this video and talking about how I would have acted 3 months ago to yesterday's situation. All of the things that have changed with my health. All of the things that are changing financially. What I just talked about. My happiness. My confidence. All of these things are changing. Like, when are you going to finally say, you know what? So many things, there it is. He finally did that. Like, what has to happen in one of these videos for you to believe? Do I have to take a video of my new Corvette? Will you believe then? The guy who didn't want to be here 3 months ago, who was in major debt, finances, couldn't even have a conversation with his wife about finances without them both wanting to put each other in headlocks, is showing you a video 3 months later, 4 months later, 6 months later of his new Corvette? Or do I have to have the $10 million house with a swimming pool and be laying out there making a video? Or. When is it for you? Or are you already applying this stuff because of these videos? I'm curious. Like, I'm making these videos to help people and to show that this stuff works. So when, if you're not doing it, when will you start? Is there anything that I can do? Or is this just entertainment? You don't have to answer. You don't have to comment, only if you want to. But at least maybe ask yourself that question, because I feel like it's a good question. If you're just showing up here every day and watching these and just, yeah, that was a cool video, and that's it, and then you're done, but it's not helping you. At what point will you start? All right, that's all I got for today. I love you all. Enjoy your Monday night. I'm going to enjoy mine, obviously. I enjoy every night, every day, every morning, even if it's full of challenges. Every day is so enjoyable. And I want the same for everybody else, too. So I love you all. I'll see you tomorrow, day 54.